Hello, we're here at TechAdvantage in Orlando, Florida, talking to cooperatives about the innovation platform. I have with me here Brian St, who is the global pre-sales representative for Pitney Bowes, and we're actually utilizing or leveraging the Pitney Bowes platform, in particular Confirm, which is really a global leader in asset management. And Brian, we're excited about our partnership with Pitney Bowes, and not just because of the asset management system, but people like yourself who bring about the skills and the talents that can really help cooperatives look at asset management in a way that captures the value of the digital economy. And we're talking a lot about that here in terms of the digitization of everything and just how important it is to have an asset management system that we've been referring to as agnostic. So my first question to you would be, well, first of all, thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
But my first question would be, just how valuable is it, or how important is it to have a system of systems like that of Confirm?
Well, you know what, it starts with understanding your assets, right? And everybody has assets that they do. Whether you're an electrical co-op, you're a hospital, it really doesn't matter. You have assets that you've got to deal with. Understanding where those assets are, sort of step one, right? And doing that well, and then understanding the attributes around it is what's really important. That's what goes into Confirm. And once we have those assets, we can start understanding the maintenance side of it. How do we manage the assets? But then it goes to a whole nother level. It's taking the asset information and going, how do I make this into something where I can make actionable decisions? Listen, I'm not just reacting anymore, I'm starting to plan into things. And I know one of the things we talked about is the idea of overcapacity. Right? People sit there and they go build new capacity into areas where they're not really 100% sure they're going to need that much energy in there. So we can sit there and take that asset information, that meter information that's coming from the smart meters, no matter who it's coming from, because we are agnostic that way, and turn that information into something that's agnostic, that's useful for it, I should say. And to me, it's marrying it to things you wouldn't think of. Right. So you're sitting there going, oh yeah, okay, great, I'm looking at this particular area, but people in that area tend to have, a minivan and 4 kids, so this is how much energy they're going to use. Or people in there tend to work from home, so they use a lot more energy than people that don't. And understanding how that works, hopefully we'll get rid of that overcapacity, but I'm sure there's areas that are under capacity that are getting redeveloped, and we've got to start looking at how do we do that. Right. And it's making those good decisions for people, because there's a lot of data out there that you can get that it's like, oh yeah, great, I know where my meters are second by second as they're getting updated. Great to hear, I'm glad we have that information. But how do we turn it into something with some wisdom that we can make decisions on? Yeah.
Well, Brian, one of the things that drives rates is our assets.
Absolutely.
And because we have to pay for those assets.
Yeah.
And I think probably never in our history has it been more important that we are aligning the investment of assets with this digitization of really everything, because it's changing our load characteristics. And you mentioned, Brian, too, the relational data. We're showing up here a map on the screen, and
absolutely.
One of the real value propositions of Pitney Bowes is not just the asset management system, but this relational data. If you don't care to touch on that just a moment.
Absolutely. So Pitney Bowes is sort of a well-kept secret is how much data that we have that we resell to people. So we've got data, everything from the standard demographics of where's the population, right down to I can tell you, is this particular area, do they tend to buy more dog food or cat food? We get right into those details. And it's not just US-centric, US, Canada, globally, we have a lot of that data. US is, of course, the best mapped country in the world. We have more data in the US than anywhere else, and for cooperatives here in the US, they're not even using that data. And there's so many good decisions they can make when they use that. And when you start marrying it on that map, right now you're seeing, it looks like some poles and some lines, but then I've overlaid it with the geodemographics of, here's the families that have a larger share of wallet, a smaller share of wallet, more money to spend on things, so tend to use more energy. Right. And let's start making those correlations. And it's going to be different state to state, how people do those kind of things. Right. Because people that are maybe in Texas versus Michigan, they're going to be running the air conditioners a little bit more, right? And you got to be concerned about that. And it's understanding in your area how your people act.
You know, Brian, we talk about predictive analytics,
right?
And really, there's so much data that already is in the Pitney Bowes warehouse of data.
Correct.
There's so much need for utility providers, whether it be a cooperative, a municipal, investor-owned, or transportation, whatever those infrastructures are, to forecast.
Right.
And I think, you know, we talk about predictive analytics as though it's something in the future, but it is capable of being done right here and now.
Absolutely, it is. It's something that. You know, you hear the buzzwords of AI and all this kind of thing, but there's a lot around the machine learning that we can do now using the data we already have, mine that data. First, make sure the data is accurate.
Right.
And that's what we do with Confirm. Make it accurate, make it consistent, and then extract that information. And then we can start using it in a machine learning way to start going, hey, how can I get better at this?
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Brian, I'll tell you, we're so pleased and excited about being partnered with Pitney Bowes.
Great.
The innovation platform is powered by Pitney Bowes, and ultimately you have to have this convergent architecture that we're talking about here. If you're at the TechAdvantage, come by and see us at Exhibit 349. Talk to Brian. Brian, thank you for being here, and we're looking forward to many years of success.
Should be great.